Well, I want to talk about some of the teams that did absolutely nothing. The Memphis Grizzlies technically did something. They ended up trading Marcus Smart, a first-round pick, and Jake LaRavia, and ended up getting back only 3 second-round picks. So they basically traded away players to get rid of contracts and did nothing with it. And I think this is really bad for them because I thought they were one of the teams that really could have used an upgrade that was kind of on the men. You know, they're like a young team, but they're really deep and they needed to consolidate some of their players. They have a lot of like players of the same tier, okay role players, but you don't know how much you can trust them in the playoffs. You know, guys like Santi Aldama, Scottie Pippen Jr., Luke Kennard, all really good role players, but you kind of wanted to consolidate a few of them, maybe throw in a pick and get like a bigger role player, a better role player you can trust more. I was really thinking of Cam Johnson, you know, maybe even a Colin Sexton from the Jazz or something, but they did nothing. So I think that's an L for them, a huge L for them. Another L, I think, for the Jazz, besides being involved, getting Jalen Hood-Schifino and waiving him and then taking like a couple seconds, they didn't trade Clarkson. They didn't trade Sexton. I'm kind of okay with Kessler not being moved because he's young, so you got time with him. You don't really have to move him this year. But the other two guys, I thought sitting on their value was not the greatest thing. So, yeah, those two teams I feel like could have done more. The Hawks, you know, they made moves. I didn't like what they did because they don't have their pick this year and they got worse and they've been losing. And Jalen Johnson's out for the year, so they're kind of in a bad spot. I don't know what they're going to do next year. They won't have a pick. So what they got is what they have.
They solidify their direction of trying to rebuild, and you just have.
Well, how are they going to rebuild without a pick?
For next year, not this year, because obviously you're not going to get anything with that pick.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like that. They probably should have tried to get some, like, I understand trading some expiring contracts, but they traded guys they didn't really need to. I think they should have went after Brandon Ingram. I think that would have been a good piece for them because even if it didn't work out, you get a guy you can win now with a little bit, and you can just let him walk if you don't want to pay him, and you'll get your pick back next year, and you can tank properly. So I didn't like what they did. Those three teams, Jazz, Memphis, Atlanta, either didn't make enough moves or didn't make good moves, in my opinion.
My biggest loser is actually the Brooklyn Nets. They had some assets to trade and get some picks for this deadline. They ended up keeping Cam Thomas, and Cam Thomas. Like, you could have traded those, got some assets and some picks back. Ben Simmons installed their roster. Heard some rumors of them letting him go for nothing, just reaching the buyout market. At least get rid of that contract if that happens. But you could have got some assets for him.
No, you could not. Nobody was trading for Ben Simmons. I'm gonna be real.
That one second-round pick for Ben Simmons. Like,
no one's trading his contract, $40 million. You have to give up players for him. Like, that's the problem.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot. So you're just basically just taking the hit on Ben Simmons' contract.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, but Cam Thomas, Cam Johnson. You needed to trade him and get some assets for him this deadline. I feel like it was kind of similar to the Kyle Kuzma situation of last year. I don't think Cam Johnson's value is going to go up as high as it is right now. It's just going to go lower going into next year. So I feel like they didn't take advantage of that, and for that reason, they're my biggest loser.
Gabe?
The biggest loser is low-key the Warriors. Bro, I'm going to tell you right now, they fucked up so bad by getting an older version of Wiggins. Bro, no, I kid you not. Bro, they literally upgraded to a downgrade of a player. Can you believe I just said those words out of my mouth? I don't even know what I just said. They upgraded to a worse version of Wiggins. I'll never let that slide. And another stupid move by that team. They extended him. How can you do this?
This team was not winning a championship and they're just losing games.
So what? You just like fucking throw shit on the wall and hope it sticks? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, what is this?
Yes, actually.
You make the trade to change something.
So I'm just trying to feel something like Ty Lue. I'm just trying to see something. Like, that's what we doing?
To see something.
That's what we're trying to do here?
Bro, there's no way you can act like this is the worst trade, though. Like, you can't act like this move is like, oh, yeah, they lost.
They shouldn't have done it.
And the Mavericks are the biggest losers.
What do they lose by doing this? The extension is one thing. The trade itself is like, bro, Wiggins is...
I care.
You're not winning with Wiggins.
Better.
At least you think you can tap the potential of old Jimmy Butler with this trade. That's why you're making it. Tap the potential
of old Jimmy Butler.
It makes some type of sense. Like, I'm not saying that this is gonna work out and they're just gonna fucking take off, but like it makes. I see what they're doing. they're actually trying to get Steph Curry help, especially when it comes to scoring the ball. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
I don't think. Yeah,
This
might
is your
not work
logic.
out.
Then the Mavericks should be the worst.
Yeah,
Team,
Mavericks
biggest
No,
for
they
should have
got
lost
Davis. They're
too.
fine.
Okay, yeah, but
Hey, two
Butler
top 10 players were
is
moved.
a
I don't want to hear
story.
it. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, Butler's a different story. I think the winners is pretty obvious. The Lakers are definitely the best team. A+ for them.
I'm gonna say the Spurs too. The Spurs won, getting De'Aaron Fox. So
yeah, and
Spurs and Lakers
return. So we got two big winners at the beginning of the trade deadline. You get the future and Luka Doncic, 25 years old, best 25-year-old in the NBA for sure. You already know, 5-time All-NBA, 5-time All-Star, more to come. Average 30 in his sleep. You get Mark Williams, center of your future, lob threat, defender, big defender. You guys are set for next year and potential championship contenders going into this season as well.
Hey, I'm gonna give another winner. The Washington Wizards for getting rid of Kyle Kuzma, getting a bunch of picks for Valanciunas, actually trading the players. Unlike some of the other teams like the Jazz, like I said, just held on to their assets. And you said, the Nets. So shout out to the Wizards actually rebuilding well. Now they got a bunch of young players they drafted this year, 4 first-round picks from this year's draft, picks in the future. You're developing your guys like Bilal, Alex Sarr, Bub Carrington. They're going to have time to – they're going to suck for a long time, but they're actually rebuilding the right way, I think. So they're low-key winners as well, even though they didn't get really anybody besides Middleton and Smart.
Yeah. To even add on to that, like Middleton, Brogdon, and Smart are great veterans to help like those players develop. If those players don't develop anything or learn anything from those pros, like they're not meant to be NBA players or play on your franchise for long. So you get 3 guys that are willing to help develop players into becoming actual NBA players and pros. So it's good for the Wizards.